Hello everybody, I'm Matt from Mako Music Online. What if I told you that you could solo without knowing any scales, without knowing the key you're in, without knowing the song they were playing? You can, but I'll show you how to do it right here at musictruths.com. So it sounds really obvious, right? If you play a note and you play a bad note when you're soloing, there's a good note on both sides of that note. Now, I'm not that bright, so it had to be spelled out to me on Victor Wooten's Groove Workshop video, where he pointed out, if you're in C major on a piano, that's all the white keys. So if you're just like plugging away and doing a solo, you can just use some musicality, you can just play a solo using the white keys. But what if you accidentally hit a black key? What do? Throw away the piano, run away, cry, jump off a bridge? Or do you just move to one of the white keys on both sides of the black key? And the guitar is no different. On both sides of the bad note, there's a good note. Now, of course, when I say bad note, there's no bad notes, but there are, right, in some situations. If you're supposed to be playing a C, and you actually play a C sharp, over a C major chord, that's not the sound you want sometimes. But both notes on both sides of that C sharp, the D and the C, the first and third fret, are good notes. Now, this is not rocket science, this is not new news, but what it is the way that Victor teaches it to massage your way to the good note. And also, he has a way of making the bad note sound like a good note, which I'll let you get from him. But what I thought was, I was thinking, if a half note is just an interval, a half note is one of 12 intervals, 12 distances. You got yourself a half note, minor second, we call it, major second, minor third, major third, perfect, fourth, blah, blah, blah. What about the other ones? Maybe of the 5 bad notes, the 5 black keys in C major, maybe there's an interval in which, if you just know that interval, you'll have another good note. Not just a half step up, not just a half step back. So I got a piece of paper and a pen. I was in an airplane. I tried figuring it out. And eureka, I found it. A tritone away from a bad note is always a good note. So just a little house cleaning right here. If you're in C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C are the good notes. C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp are the bad notes. So from all 5 of those notes, if you look up here, you can see a tritone away is in the key, just like a half step away is in the key. Couple questions you might have. What's a tritone? Well, a tritone is musicians speak for diminished fifth or augmented fourth. And it is 3 whole steps away from your original note. Try 3, right? But on the guitar, it's really easy to find because it is 1 fret up, 1 string up from the previous note, or 1 string back, 1 fret back, because it's 6 frets away, which is half an octave. So either way you go, you got yourself a tritone. Of course, the tritone is an interval that in chords was deemed illegal at certain points and is the foundation of metal and a lot of jazz. But if you want to find a tritone, with one caveat, you play a note, it's diagonal away. That's it. If you play a note, it's diagonal away. Either way. Now, of course, the only other caveat is if you're dealing with the B string to the G string, because it's tuned differently. A tritone for the G string is 2 frets up. And if you play a note on the B string, the tritone is 2 frets back. But any other way you go, that's a tritone. So, for instance, if I play a note and I'm closing my eyes and I play a note and it's terrible for what's going on, I know 3 good notes right away. Half step up, half step back, and from the original note, the tritone. So I know all three of these are good notes. Then you start taking gambles. Like for instance, I know in a major scale or any, by the way this works, major, any of your modes, Aeolian, all those notes it works. So for instance, I know that in those 7 modes or major scale, there's 2 half steps and 5 whole steps. So my gamble would be, if I know these are good notes, my gamble would be to try a whole step first. Also knowing that whatever bad note I played before could lead me to another good note, but let's pretend that's not the case. We get another whole step. Well, that's a good one. Okay, so now I know 4 good notes. And as you play, if you use the musicality, phrasing, using space and using dynamics and all these cool things, then you don't even have to know the scale. You can just use those 3 notes to guide you to create the scale or to find out the scale. I'm going to give you examples in a second, but before I show you the examples, how do you know what a bad note is? Because sometimes I'll play a note, you won't know whether it's good or bad. Here's the general rule. This is my general rule. As someone who does not have a good ear, I do not have a good ear. If it sounds like it could be good or could be bad, it's usually good. If it sounds bad, you know it. It hits you right over the head. So again, if you play a bad note, try a good note on both sides and the good note as a tritone away. Because think about it like this. If someone's playing a chord progression, you're in Poison, let's say. Right? You're Skid Row. And you hit a bad note, you know these 3 notes are good. And then you just start playing around. Maybe now you know where you are on the fretboard, but you're like, okay, well, this is lightning on a half step. It might be a whole step. Oh. And you have all kinds of options that you can use from that point forward. So let's say you're playing a progression. And you play a bad note. You got to keep that progression in your head, right? You know 3 good notes. You go. 3 notes from 1 bad note. But what if that progression's playing and you hit a good note? Unless you have a really good ear, you don't even know where to go from there. So I'm saying, and I am proposing the idea, that playing a bad note is better than playing a good note. Because playing the bad note gets you 3 good notes, while playing the good note just gets you 1. What do you think about that? If you play 1 bad note, you know 3 good notes. The key is not to be afraid. The key is to go with commitment. And you can do it. Here's some examples. So this is my assistant, Eric. Eric is an amazing musician. Knows a lot more about music than I do. Was a student of mine and now teaches here at Mako Music. If you are looking for online lessons, hit us up. We have a busy schedule. I'm sure we can fit you in. But I have not talked to Eric ahead of time about what progression to play. I have not talked to Eric about anything except he's going to do this lesson with me. He knows the lesson. He's seen me teach it. He's learned it. And I will not be paying attention to what he's playing as far as looking. I won't know. I'm going to guess. And if I hit a bad note, if I hit a good note, I want to try to hit a bad note. Okay? And once I hit a bad note, I'm going to try to play, 3 good notes and try to build a solo off of there. Cool? We'll see how this goes. Go ahead, Eric. That sounds like it could be good, so I'm gonna go for a bad note. That sounds okay. That sounds terrible. 3 good notes. I'm taking a gamble. Let's make a whole step back here. I'm thinking this is a half step. Maybe this is a half step too. I had no idea what key I was in. I had no idea what he was playing. I have no idea what I'm playing. All I did was found a bad note, found 3 good notes, and let my ear lead the way. And I didn't have a good ear. You can do it too. Take all the pressure off yourself. Start soloing using your ear. You'll find you'll have some things you would never play. And it sounds better, it sounds original, at least it sounds different than everything else you play. But now you're being guided by music. And that's the conclusion of musictruths.com. If you know one bad note, you know 3 good notes.